Good morning mga kabayan. It's Wednesday. We call it here, it's Humps Day. It's 7:06 a.m. in the morning and 81 degrees Fahrenheit currently in the United States. And good evening. It's Philippine time, I think, somewhere about 7 p.m. or so. And good evening to you mga kabayan. And good morning here in United States. And first off mga kabayan, I would like to thank you for supporting my channel, Kabayan Try Moto Vlog. And I encourage you mga kabayan to watch the other videos, contents that I posted. And I would like to thank you for all your support in building this channel. And now mga kabayan, it's time now for Kabayan Usapang Magkapatid with Ate Larmy. So currently mga kabayan, Ate Larby isn't yet online in her messenger, Facebook Messenger. So I normally calling her there, but I'm not sure if she's online. But we will try to call her mga kabayan. One a second. Wait a sec. Just a school bus. We will try to call her. Let's see if she's online or not. But we have a discussion today mga kabayan, either or if Ate Larby is online or not. We will see. So we are trying to call her if she's going to be online or if she's going to be with us. That's what we can do mga kabayan. Because Philippine time, we are opposite from the United States time. We will try. So she's not there, but she might be able to call a bit later. We will see. Hope that she's doing okay. I haven't heard from her, and I encourage you mga kabayan to pray for her. Hope she's okay. So that's the disadvantage mga kabayan if you are communicating to your family or loved ones via internet, because you never know what is really going on to them unless they are giving you an update. But I really hope and pray that she's okay. So anyways mga kabayan, let's start now our conversation. So in the previous episode mga kabayan, I talked about in my point of view as the youngest, where I experienced the So, why Ate Larvi became rebellious? How she became rebellious, which I can't able to blame her at all. Partly because of how our parents, especially our father, our dad, treated her. So I can't able to stress enough how really important, as a parent to love your children and in as much as possible show their love, mga kabayan. And whenever, as I experience mga kabayan, we've been punished for wrongdoing, but it's not explained to us why we've been punished and what on how we can get better, mga kabayan. That is the problem. Because once you give a such like that to your children, to your child, you make sure to explain to them we are late, mga kabayan. You've experienced the long line again. Just like I think Monday. But anyways, I'm just stating, mga kabayan, that once we give some disciplinary action to our child, if in case you are planning to do that, you need to explain to them. They need to understand why you're doing that. It's not just you are going to do some hitting using your belt or whatever things that you are doing, or even saying things that will hurt your child. You better be more explaining to do than doing that stuff. And I don't know if, because I don't have a child, I don't know if it's better that you treat your child as best friend. I know that there is a pros and cons in doing that. It might be your child is not going to treat you as a parent, but on the flip side, they're going to be open to you, just like a best friend. They're going to tell you what's going on in their lives, because that's how best friends, being updated. But I cannot really so sure which one is the best approach, whether you'll be like a best friend or you will be, purely as a parent, or you can be in the middle. I think the best way is to be middle, because the respect still need to be there, because you, at the end of the day, you're still a parent and your child needs to respect you, and your child needs to be open to you so that you know what is going on in their lives, whether do they have any problem, do they have any crush in the school, or anything about, the feelings that your child have had. So I would say, mga kabayan, I think that's the reason why Ate Larvi got rebellious, in my point of view, because she also explained to you in the previous one, she became rebellious because she felt that she's not loved by our dad, because our dad is, as we told you, or I also told you in the previous episode, that our dad, we barely see him, and he's not expressive that they love us. It's just a matter of I love you, just not saying that. They're just expressing it. Sometimes expression is good, but sometimes don't. Because how do they know that you love them if you are not expressing it? You are not saying it out loud. Because they still need to hear that to feel secured or feel that they really love them. Because the child is always thinking that they're giving you this and that, any material things in this world, because that is the responsibility of the parent. That is the true statement. And I truly believe that that is uh, what the child is thinking whenever they're giving you a gift, they're giving you something, they're giving you their, of course, you're giving their needs and wants. So they're saying that, okay, material things is not enough to make the point to be crossed. Just you know, just saying I love you at least once a day or more is a great feeling, mga kabayan. It's a great feeling for a child to to hear it from your mouth, even though you are expressing it by action. You need to still express it through words, mga kabayan. And also, the most important is showing into action as well, not only material things, is that it needs to be present during all the important events in your child's life, any school activities and anything, to show that you love them. Because we talk about showing love, that is manifestation of how you love the child, mga kabayan. So I encourage you, mga kabayan, if you have child, to please to express through words that you love them, and to show how you love them, and giving material stuff, it's a temporary self-satisfaction for the child to have it. It's temporary, but it's also important too as well, because that's how the child is developing as well, the trust and the confidence to their parent. So going back to Ate Larby, so she became rebellious, and then I remember she said to you as well that she did join into fraternity, because if I'm not mistaken, those child who's joining to that fraternity is seeking any love from peers, mga kabayan. That is very unfortunate, but that's true, mga kabayan. That they're seeking some kind of love from their peers because they don't find their parent, even though our mom really showing us love, but sometimes we need both parents that to show that you love them, that the child feel love and hear that they love them. So as far as I know, in our previous conversation, since then, she told me that she learned how to, doing some kind of smoking, drinking alcohol, liquor. So those are the effects, mga kabayan, if the child is in the process of rebellion, that they're learning a lot of vices coming from their peers, which I don't really understand that, mga kabayan. I don't. Because as for me, in my own, I'm very selective of getting a friend. That I make sure that that friend that I will be selecting is not going to lead me to vices. So I only have friends in college that we are pretty much being competitive and make sure that we pass our classes. It's more on academic friend than friend outside the school. We're still doing the outside a little, but it's not as fraternity, we don't. I dislike much the fraternity. I know that the word brotherhood, I apologize for among you, mga kabayan, if you join the fraternity. I know that you have your reason. Maybe your fraternity is different from the fraternity that I am talking about. The fraternity that I'm talking about is this group of young who are still students primarily, and then they're joining in the fraternity. They have some kind of hazing kinda, and then you need to follow their stuff, and which I totally dislike them. Honestly, I dislike them very much. I heard a lot of things about this fraternity. Because as for me, mga kabayan, why should I going to join this group who's going to hit me? Who's going to treat me like crap? I don't understand that concept, mga kabayan. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to buy their ideas about this. I don't. Because normally you want to have a better life. So how can you have a better life if somebody's hitting you, somebody's treating you bad initially, and then you're going to treat bad the other people going to join. I don't understand that. I don't. Sorry, I don't. I totally dislike them. That kind of group. No. When I was here in the States, when in my community college, I was being part of the academic fraternity. That whenever you have had kinda in a semester, you got a perfect or some kinda 3 point something, 3.5 or higher, you are joining to the academic fraternity. But not hasting stuff. No. Sorry, I cannot encourage that kind of fraternity. I don't know. And you need to explain to your child, mga kabayan, about this fraternity stuff, to not join them. The negative effect might affect their grades, and because I remember, mga kabayan, when I was in college in the Philippines. So my degree, it's in computer. And then I noticed that my classmates were, were bright. They were really, really good in class. And when they joined the fraternity, their grades coming fall short. They really affected their grades. And then I think one or two classmates of mine didn't graduate on time, that I graduate on time because of joining the fraternity. There's some kind of have had problem in academics, in some of the classes, they failed. So you see, mga kabayan, what's the effect of this? Even though the child so bright, if they've been joining this fraternity, is going to affect them. They're going to be affected. Their academic performance. That's the reason, mga kabayan, I do not encourage mga kabayan to let this to join this group. I do not encourage them, mga kabayan. So way back our conversation, mga kabayan. So I'm telling about my point of view, what I see with what happened to Ate Larvie. Because me, as a youngest, I followed my parents. I do not, I just barely really did something wrong that I was punished to. But so barely, because I just follow what they said. And then not only Lori got into that they said that fraternity. She got boyfriend, which our dad dislike that she's having a boyfriend, because it's going to affect her schooling. which is true because I never had any anyone, because at that time when I was already, as I told you in other categories, mixed categories about kabayan, usap tayo, talking and driving. Please watch the videos, mga kabayan, from 1 to 12. You're going to know me better, even though our discussion there is kind of mixed with different varieties of discussion. But you're going to get to know me better as a person, as a human being. You're going to know me. So, just encourage you to watch it, mga kabayan, those episodes. So anyways, mga kabayan, way back now to our discussion. That, as I told you, that I follow what our parents said, what they want me to do, mga kabayan. And then I remember I don't know, maybe our, specifically our dad, or yeah, because he's the one who against it. That he wants me to become a spy and going to tell what's going on. As a child, so I normally sided with Ate Larvae, but sometimes if I'm not having that good relationship with her, I'm telling the truth. And then, out of the rebellion of being a rebellious child of Ate Larvae, I remember that she's planning to leave us. So meaning, as I recall, that I saw her packing her stuff because she wants to leave the house. I don't know, maybe going to the boyfriend in Manila, or I have no idea. So it's pretty much leaving us. And then I noticed that, and then I learned that she's planning to leave. And then her bag they placed into somewhere. And then we talked, and then I think I cried when I learned that she's planning to leave us. So ultimately, to make the story short, it didn't happen. Her plan leaving our home. I don't know what happened, but there are situations that did happen that didn't make that, stowing away in our home. I don't remember, and I don't recall what happened when the time that she Ate Larvae is with us. Let's ask her. I'm gonna ask her that question because I don't remember what happened, why she did not maybe I told that she's leaving to our parents, something like that. I don't recall. But I know that in one point that she's already decided to leave our home. So that's another showing that Ate Larvi really, have had bad relationship with our our dad until that she's going to leave our home at that early age. So she had that courage that wanted to leave. Which for other reason, I don't blame her because it's because she don't feel love and she's been treated bad for that. So I totally understand. What you do? Okay, so yeah, that's another instances that I would say Ate Larvi became rebellious. What else? But more than likely, getting pregnant early, not finishing school, maybe is an accident or they already planned. Let's ask that second question to Ate Larvi about if that's part of rebellious. That